The case of the vanished housewife. Katie's disappearing act on RHOC. I've been thinking the same thing. It's wild how Katie just disappeared without a word. One moment she was being dragged through the mud at that lie detector soiree, and let's be real, it was giving Party City polygraph, not CIA investigation, and the next moment, poof, Katie's gone. No mention, no send-off, no shady flashbacks, not even a whisper from her friends in Orange County. If you blinked, you'd think she was a dream sequence Bravo edited out. But here's the gag. This doesn't feel like some innocent editing choice. No. This feels calculated. Like Bravo sat in a boardroom, looked at the footage, shrugged, and said, "Well, thanks for your service, Katie, but we don't need you anymore." And just like that, she became the housewife who never was. Let's talk about it. The setup. Bravo wanted a target. Every franchise has that one season where producers clearly need a storyline soldier. Someone to carry the burden of the drama so everyone else can sit their champs in peace. Katie was that soldier. From the jump, the women circled her like sharks, questioning her authenticity, picking apart her personality, and side-eyeing her every move. And then came the infamous lie detector soiree. First of all, whose idea was that? This isn't Maury, it's Real Housewives. Watching grown women gather around a machine that looks like it was ordered off Amazon with Prime shipping to grill someone. It was embarrassing. Not for Katie, but for Bravo. Because let's be clear, that test wasn't about truth, it was about humiliation. Katie was set up to fail. If she laughed, she wasn't serious. If she cried, she was too emotional. If she defended herself, she was combative. It was a no-win situation. And once the other women got their storyline out of it, she became disposable. The erasure. Where did Katie go? Now, here's where it gets even messier. Instead of giving Katie a proper exit, like, I don't know, a reunion segment, a farewell scene, something, they just erased her. Totally. Completely. Like she never stepped foot in the OC. That's unusual even by Bravo's shady editing standards. Usually, when a housewife leaves, we get a send-off. Maybe a little montage of their highlights, a confessional about their next chapter, or at least one last argument to remember them by. With Katie, nada. Not even a background mention in an argument like, well, at least I'm not Katie. That silence speaks volumes. The bigger picture. Representation or tokenism. Here's where the conversation gets uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. Katie wasn't just any housewife. She was a minority housewife. And we've seen this pattern before across franchises. Bravo will cast a woman of color, put her in the line of fire, let her take hit after hit for the sake of storyline, and then ghost her when the dust settles. Think about it. They gave her the punching bag role, then erased her existence without explanation. That doesn't feel accidental. That feels like a network using her presence for optics and drama, without ever intending to give her the platform, protection, or respect she deserved. And honestly, it's disappointing. Because representation on these shows matters. Viewers want to see diverse stories, families, and perspectives, not just someone brought in as cannon fodder for a season and then tossed aside. The lie detector soiree, a cheap stunt. Let's circle back to that lie detector stunt. Because I'm still mad about it. That whole thing had cheap setup written all over it. We're supposed to believe that this was legit. Please. A lie detector doesn't even hold up in court, and yet Bravo tried to sell us on the idea that it could expose some grand truth about Katie's character. Spoiler alert, it didn't. What it did expose was Bravo's willingness to humiliate someone for ratings. And once the moment aired and Twitter had its fun, Katie's job was done. Mission accomplished. Storyline secured. Time to move on without her. Fans notice the silence. Here's the part Bravo underestimates every time. They think viewers won't notice. But Housewives fans are detectives. We remember who said what in Season 4, Episode 7, at the 37-minute mark. We notice when someone disappears without explanation. And the fans are talking. Social media is buzzing with questions. Why was Katie erased? Why wasn't the lie detector storyline wrapped up properly? Why does Bravo keep doing this with minority housewives? When the fans start connecting the dots, it's only a matter of time before the network has to address it. Silence isn't going to cut it this time. Was it all planned? Now, let me play devil's advocate for a second. Maybe Bravo planned it this way from the beginning. Maybe they only wanted Katie for one season. Maybe she didn't want to come back. Maybe she declined to film more. But even if that's true, where was the explanation? Why couldn't Andy ask her at the reunion? Why couldn't Bravo issue a statement? Why couldn't her story have a proper ending? Because at the end of the day, whether she left on her own or not, the way they handled it is sloppy. And it makes it look like they just used her for a season and tossed her aside when they were done. Final thoughts. The shadiest omission yet. Katie deserved better. Period. Whether you loved her, hated her, or didn't know what to make of her, she deserved acknowledgement. The silence surrounding her exit feels intentional, and not in a good way. Bravo can play coy all they want, but the fans see through it. You can't erase a housewife and expect us not to ask questions. Katie may be gone from the OC, but the conversation about how Bravo handles its housewives, especially minority women, has only just begun. So no, you're not overthinking. This was shady. This was planned. And this might just be one of the messiest exits Bravo has ever pulled off, because it wasn't an exit at all. It was an erasure. And if Bravo thought we wouldn't notice, well, surprise, Bravo. We did. Speech balloon. What do you think? Was Katie set up from the beginning, or is this just sloppy producing? Should Bravo be called out for this shady omission, or is it just housewives politics, as usual? Drop your thoughts. I'll be in the comments waiting with my popcorn. Popcorn.